So my name's Kris Wigfield. I'm managing partner of Begbie's Trainer in Sheffield, and today we've been appointed as administrators of the football club. As such, our job is basically to rescue the club, keep it trading over the next number of weeks, and then hopefully find a buyer, conclude a sale, and allow the club to move forward from the period it's been going through in the last few years, really.
As you say, it's been confirmed this morning we've entered administration. For those who maybe aren't familiar with that term, can you explain what that means to Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah, so administration, we are officers of the court, the administrators, and it gives the company protection. So no one can now take legal action against us. It draws a line under the debts that the football club have got, and it's a rescue mechanism to allow us to rescue the club and move forward.
And I guess in the time that you've been in it, is it fair to say that there are interested buyers out there?
There's definitely interested buyers. We've been contacted by some this morning already. So there's definitely interested buyers, and obviously we'll talk to them as soon as we possibly can and see what interest they've got.
Because ultimately that is your main aim here, isn't it? Is to get the club sold.
Yeah, we can't have the club in administration for the rest of the season. So we need to try and sell it as quickly as we can.
And one really key thing about this deal is that the stadium is very much part of that deal, isn't it?
Yeah, so we are also administrators of Sheffield 3 Limited. It's massively important strategically for us that we have control of the club and the ground. I know that supporters have had a fear that the ground would still be owned by Mr Chansiri, which could create issues. We saw at Derby County where the former chairman still owned the ground, and that complicated matters for the administrators. The fact that we can go to prospective buyers with the club and the ground is massive, really. It's a big tick in our box.
Yeah. So anybody coming in here gets the full package.
Yeah.
In terms of timescale, I guess it may be hard to say, but as things stand now, can you put a timescale on anything here?
Well, what we have to do is we have to do a proper sales campaign. We obviously want to get the best buyers coming forward. We don't want to sell it too quickly so that some really good buyers that could be out there, possibly not in the UK, don't find out about it and don't get opportunity to make an offer. So it will be weeks that we'll be marketing it for, probably 3 or 4 weeks, in which time we will probably get offers. And then how long it takes from that point depends on a few things. One, how long it takes the potential buyer to do their due diligence, and secondly, there's various EFL checks, fit and proper tests that need to be done, and the background of that person will make some buyers easier than others. For instance, if it's a person who's based in the UK, all their business affairs are in the UK, that will probably be an easier fit and proper test for the EFL than somebody who's abroad for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a bit about how that kind of decision-making process happens when it comes to a new owner? Let's just say if there are multiple people interested, how does that kind of work? Okay,
so we've got a duty to maximise the realisations for creditors of the football club. So we have to do 2 things. One, we have to check that the potential buyer is can prove that they can make the football club viable. If they can't prove that they can make the football club viable, then we won't be considering them. Secondly, we have to think that they're going to get through the EFL fit and proper test. If we don't think they're going to get through the fit and proper test, there's no point us wasting time with them. Once they've satisfied those 2 criteria, it's then a question of effectively who's going to make the best offer. The best offer isn't necessarily the highest offer, because it could depend on payment terms, conditions, bonuses, etc., etc. But we have to judge who we think is making the best offer for the creditors of the football club and of Sheffield 3 Limited.
Mm-hmm. I think it's worth mentioning that you are a Sheffield Wednesday supporter yourself.
Yeah.
Obviously, it adds to this for you, I guess, and it has much more meaning for you being involved in this situation.
I think so, yeah. So I've been a season ticket holder since 1984, so I did see the good times as well. The last 25 years haven't been as good, but yeah, I'm a season ticket holder. I come with my family, so yeah, it means a great deal to us as a family. So very keen to do what's best and draw a line under anything and go forward with optimism and try and get the fan base all engaged and back in. The last few years have not been good. The last few months have been horrific. So it enables us to draw a line under it and now finally find a buyer that hopefully can take this club forward. I mean, various football clubs have gone into administration, and many of them have gone on to draw a line under the past and go and play in the Premier League. Crystal Palace is a great example. We've had Leeds United, Southampton. They've all been through administration processes and are either now in the Premier League or have been in it for a lot more recently than what we have. So I think we've got to hope that it finds a good buyer and that the club can start going forward when that new buyer comes in.
You had meetings this morning with staff and with players and the coaches.
Yeah.
Just tell us a bit about how that went and what the thoughts were there.
So I spoke to the players at 10 o'clock and the coaching staff. I think it's fair to say that it went down extremely well. They were very positive. They were pleased that Mr. Chansiri is no longer effectively in charge of the club. They were pleased that they're hopefully now going to be playing in front of a full Hillsborough. Wednesday night was obviously a pretty horrific night in terms of atmosphere, etc. for the players. They don't want that. It's much better for them if we've got a full homestands. So that's what we're hoping for. We want 30,000 there every game if we can. And then I think that'll really drive the fans, the players on, and it's going to give them a much better platform to perform.
And just to clarify the kind of finances around everyone coming back, if obviously there was a boycott on Wednesday, if we're aiming for 30,000 and plus tomorrow, where does that money go?
Okay, I think that is an important question, definitely, to address for the fan base. So none of that money is going to go to Mr. Chansiri. We need to be very clear about that. None of the money will go on our fees. So all of the money that the fans put into the club through buying the home shirts, ticket sales, it's all going to go on the running costs of the club. We've got wages to pay. We've got to get to away games. We've got hotels to pay for. The running costs of the club are quite huge. So we need the fans to come in and effectively give us the money to run the club. Obviously, when I say that, fans are going to say, well, how are they going to get paid then? So I think it's important that I address that. We are professionals. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't think we were going to get paid. But our fee will come out of when we sell the club and the ground. Our fee will get deducted from that. It's not going to get deducted from what they got to spend on merchandise, beer, pies, whatever it may be. That's all going to the running of the football club. So I know it's short notice, but if we could sell thousands of tickets today, that would be fantastic. The staff, we've spoken to the staff. The staff are working extremely hard in the background to try and make sure that we've got enough staff in the club shop for them to come in and buy the shirts. We're trying to get beer in and food in so that there's stuff in the kiosk for them to spend the money on. So yeah, back in the ground tomorrow, and let's show prospective buyers what a fantastic club it is.
Because I guess that'll be key as well. There will be people watching here, won't they?
Yeah.
I guess they want to see what they could potentially be purchasing.
Exactly. So the fans can't really give a better message to prospective buyers than to be 30,000 here every week, and then I'm sure we'll have them queuing up.